Yes, well, you know, corporate America really plays as much with the American mind as the Communist Party ever did with the Soviets, with the Russian people and the other Soviet countries, because of the fact that they, at least, the Communist Party was so clumsy and forthright that people could see it there, they could react against it, they could finally decide they had nothing to do with it. They could live a private life. And Russians, in fact, when I encountered them visiting the Soviet Union, were astonishingly individual, each one of them, much more than Americans tend to be, because the corporate life is very, very skillful at undermining one's own psyche, of getting into it, of manipulating it. And so I'd say we're more brainwashed than the Soviets ever were. You can't tell anything about America at this point. If there's a terrible depression, which I must say I fear, then there are going to be all sorts of wars in the country, because there's going to be a huge movement toward not fascism, but a sort of benign and then not so benign totalitarianism. That's absolutely in the works, because if there's a terrible depression, the ghettos are going to explode, probably. And if they do, that plus crime, plus the drug addiction and all that, is going to bring military law, military rule, and there'll be internment camps, and there'll be curtailment of individual liberties. But it'll all come under the head of democracy.
Don't you think...
So what I'm getting at, about that time, everybody in America is going to go through the crucible.
You don't think the traditions of dissent are strong enough in America to... I mean, you've described yourself as an American dissident. The channels of protest are healthy, they exist.
They exist, but they are limited. You know, you can always write an article for The Nation, and The Nation reaches the people it reaches, but it does not go beyond those people. It can't.
That's 200,000 people. Yes, 200,000 people as opposed to the opposition, which is syndicated throughout America.
Yeah. In the Soviet Union, in the worst days, they had samizdat. People would write things, they'd be mimeographed, and they'd read them. And they'd read them with unholy intensity. It would change their lives. Most American writers have lost the feeling that they can change anyone's life.
It's clear that you feel a kind of envy for the Soviet writer, in that what he wrote was a life and death matter.
No, I honestly don't feel envy for them, because I think they had a bitch of a life. I respect the fact that there was that intensity attached to the writing. I never said to myself, oh, gee, I wish I were over there suffering in the Soviet Union. No, no, no. No, in that sense, I won't complain. I've had a relatively easy life compared to those guys.